Hare Krishna. We're discussing tonight Bhagavad Gita, the theme of learning forgiveness. So, forgiveness or Shama is one of the qualities of a pure devotee described by Lord Krishna in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Devotional Service is the title of the chapter. And the devotee who is very much attached to Krishna, whose heart is always and mind is always in Krishna, then of course his heart becomes very Krishna-like. So, Advaishta Sarvabhutana Maitra Karuna Evacha. So Advaishta means non-envy. A devotee is not envious of anyone because he sees all as spirit soul, and he also sees that the Lord is in everyone's heart. Of course, on the other hand, the demoniac person is described in the 16th chapter as being envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in the heart of all living beings, including the demon himself. So this is the difference between a saintly person, Santa or Sadhu, and Asanteshu or unsaintly person, is that the saintly person has these qualities. Advaishta Sarvabhutanam Karuna. Karuna means compassionate or kindly to all. Maitra Karuna Evacha. Maitra means friendly to all living beings, even the animals, even the serpents, the mosquitoes. There's a verse in the 7th canto that describes that the householder should be seeing all creatures in his domain as Atmanat Putravat Pashyat. He should see them as his putra, or his children also, or sons. Migos Chakara Marka Ku Sarasrip Kaga Mukshikaha Atmana Putravam Pasyat. That Mriga, the deer, Ustra, the camel, Gostakaga, Markarku, even the monkeys, the Sarasrip means the serpent, Haga Mukshikaha, even the fly, Mukshi, should be treated nicely by the householder or the devotee of the Lord. So in our today's society, because the mind is so uncontrolled, it's being pushed and pulled by material desires, mode of passion. The material world is created ultimately from Krishna, but within this creation, the three branches of the tree of creation are the modes of Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. Sattvam, mode of goodness, is good for purifying the heart. Kamana sukritasyahu sattvikam nirmalam phalam. Sukrita, or pious, and nirmalam means purity of heart. The mind becomes peaceful when the heart is pure. Rajasa stu phalam dukam. In the mode of passion, there is restlessness of the mind and heart. And the only fruit of passion, of one's activities, loba pravitim aramba, greed, very materialistic psychology, thinking, oh, I'll be very adored and distinct in society if I have lots of material possessions, beautiful house, beautiful car, this, that, and the other, big bank balance. So this is Rajagun, Loba Pravitam Aramba Karmana Ashama Spriha, unlimited material desires, Spriha, uncontrolled material desires, Pravritim, materialistic. Everything is judged through the lens of how much, how big, how this, how that, in the material concept. So those persons become very unforgiving or intolerant of others. In fact, Krishna describes asomaya hata shatrur. It means that I The demonic mentality is, I see everyone as my competition. So mayahata shatru. Shatru means enemy. That person is my enemy because he has provided a kind of obstacle to my progress. He's in the way. I have to eliminate that person. He's in my way. He's in the way. I don't like him. This is the mentality of the non-devotee. So devotee of the Lord, he sees himself as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. Mamai vamso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Krishna says, my eternal parts and parcels are these little jivas, little tiny spirit souls. So we're a tiny part and parcel of Krishna, as he says in this verse. Mamai vamsa, amsa means my parts and parcels. Mamai vamsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. They're eternal. Manasastan indriyani, of course, they're struggling with the mind and senses, which are products of the prakriti, material energy. So because the devotee of the Lord has taken shelter of the Lord, manmana bhava mad bhakto, becoming my devotee, thinking of me, madhyaji mam namaskuru, worship me, offer your obeisances to me, mame vaishasi satyam te pratijani priyo. You're very dear to Krishna. Devotee is very dear to Krishna. So forgiveness, if someone is hostile to a devotee in some way, offends a devotee by words, by deeds, even by the mind, devotee sees that, oh, Krishna is putting me through a test. He tolerates because he knows that the conditioned souls, they're influenced by these lower modes, passion and ignorance. Dambo, darpo, abhimanascha, kroda, parusham evacha. In the mode of ignorance, one is very proud, he's kroda, he's angry, parusham evacha. Dambo, darpo, abhimanas, very proud, abhimanascha, kroda, parusham. He's very harsh with others, very harsh. Parusham evacha. Agyana chabijatasya, parta sampidim asura. Agyana, he has no knowledge of who he is. The conditioned soul, the person, is always considering himself as the body, the subtle mind, the false ego. So because of this egotism, he's easily offended by others. He is always thinking that he is the doer, that the outcome of all his actions are only dependent on him, which is quite foolish. Karmana daiva nature now, because of the Lord's hand and one's previous activities, one is in a certain situation in this life. This is described by the Sankhya avatar Kapila Dev to Devahuti in Srimad Bhagavad Purana. The devotee of the Lord sees that all actions ultimately are the causes of Krishna, God, the ultimate cause of all causes. And so he tolerates. He is forgiving. He sees that the foolish living entities, or those influenced by Rajagun and Tamagun, anger, envy, hate, disdain, resentment, they're influenced by the lower energies, the lower modes, guna, the lower gunas of material nature. Therefore, he tolerates. He's very tolerant. Like Haridas Thakur, he was condemned by the Muslim government because he had converted into Sanatan Dharma. He was born Muslim. And they took him in 22 marketplaces to show what will happen if you convert to so-called Hinduism. Of course, he was transcendental to this ism and that ism. So they were beating him, but he was praying for the Lord, please set them free. Don't let them incur the sinful reaction of beating me. Let them go back to the spiritual world. So much compassion. So this is forgiveness. We want to pray even for our enemies. Ajata Shatrava Shanta. The Maharaj Yudhisthira, he had no enemies. This is the quality of a devotee. Titikshava, he's very tolerant like the tree. The wind comes in the winter time, the sun comes in the summertime, heat, cold. People take the fruits and flowers from the tree. The tree never protests. He stands there tolerant. So this titikshava is also synonymous or closely related to forgiveness. And the devotee who is self-satisfied, yayatma, he's self-satisfied, then he's never disturbed in any situation. Santushta satatam yogi, yatatma dhridanishtaya, aniketa stiramatir, bhaktiman sachame priya. Krishna is describing the qualities of his devotees. Santushta satatam yogi. Santushta, he's always satisfied. So he is qualified to forgive. He's able to forgive because nothing bothers him. He sees it as just the material energy coming and going, the different modes of nature. Satatam yogi, he's always engaged in pure devotional service to Krishna, the highest form of yoga. Yatatma dhridanishchaya, yatatma, he is self-satisfied. And dhridanishchaya, he's always determined and confident in what he's doing. Aniketa staramatir, he doesn't mind, I can live under a tree or in a palace, it's the same thing for him. Shamalos chashma kanchana. Shama means equilibrium. Devotee is in equilibrium. Therefore, when negativity comes, he tolerates and forgives. And when positivity comes, he sees, oh, this is just the karma of life. Good and bad, up and down, cold and heat, fame and infamy, and so on. So this is the quality of forgiveness. It's very, very important. Shama. As we read in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 13th verse, Advaita Sarva Bhutanam Maitra Karuna Eva Cha Nirvanho Nirahankaro Shama Dukkha Sukha Kshami. Shama. He's always forgiving, even someone wrongfully offends him in some way, insults him in some way. He sees, oh, that is also part and parcel of Krishna. So he prays to Krishna, let me forgive. Let me look for the good qualities in everyone. So in our interactions, we want to look for the honey. The bee is looking for honey and the fly is looking for sores. So one who is envious, he cannot be forgiving. One who is disdainful, because he's upadruta, he's always in anxiety, he's always disturbed by the material energy, the modes of nature. Tribir gunamaya bhavir evi sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabijanati. One who doesn't know Krishna, then he becomes bewildered. Aneka chitta vibranta mohajala samavritaha. Krishna said demoniac persons who are influenced by the modes of nature, rajagun, tamagun, then there's no end to their anxieties. The mohajala samavritaha. They're just like fish caught up in the network of the pushings of material nature. So in order for us to become qualified devotees, forgiving devotees, loving devotees, compassionate devotees, merciful devotees, then we must learn the process of bhakti yoga, sadhana bhakti, beginning with associating with devotees, sadhu sangha, then bhajana kriya, engaging in chanting and hearing the glories of Krishna in association of devotees. In this way, there is a process of bhakti yoga given by Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, the great Acharya, who is fulfilling the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the avatar in Kali Yuga. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described in the Bhagavatam. Sangopangasya parshadam yagyai sankirtane prayir yajanti sumedasha. That the Lord appears not as Krishna, but as a devotee of Krishna. And he spreads this Sankirtan movement, this chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So we want to take shelter of the ISKCON Society, the movement of Srila Prabhupada, and chant Hare Krishna with the association of devotees and become transcendental to the pushings and pullings of the material modes of nature. Hare Krishna.